Hey, hey, how are you doing, good people? Last week on the show, we talked about how to stop sabotaging your relationships. And this week, we're going to talk about it just a little bit more, but in a very different way. I came across an article about wise compassion, and it was in a Harvard Business Review. And most of the time, I read these articles and I'm like, ooh, this is juicy. This is good. I can't wait to implement this in my practice. This one, though, while it was good and while it had great points, there was just something that kind of just hit me a little different. There was something about the word wisdom that just left me a little bit unsettled. Maybe it's because my faith background and the religion that I practice, Christianity, I'll just put it out there. I don't know, or how I was brought up in my home. Or maybe, dare I say it is the knowledge that I've gained about bias and exclusion and inclusion. Because wisdom in itself is often from experience. And the way that we gain wisdom is different depending on where you come from, who you interact with, and the lessons that you've learned in your life. And so, with that, inherently there is bias. You will lean in one direction or another. Whereas compassion is your concern for others. Formally, it even says pity in some of the definitions. I don't like the word pity because most often people don't want to be pitied. They would like you to show concern for them, however. And so, back to the word wisdom. Yes, we should be wise. We should use data. We should consult with others, hopefully, and collaborate with one another in our decision making. The question, though, for me and for you, the community, is your group that you consult and collaborate with biased in the same ways that you are? Is your community that you consult with able to speak freely? Are they able to challenge you? Are they able to ask questions? Are they able to poke holes in your story, in your thought patterns? Or are you the ruler of the kingdom and they are fearful? Because if you have a narrative in which you are the wisest and you believe you have compassion, then wise compassion means nothing. It is then canceled out. So I would argue that compassion is just compassion. It stands alone and should not be coupled with another word. You have wisdom, and then there is wisdom. You have compassion, and there is compassion. And both should be exercised in a situation, yet they do not need to be joined together in matrimony. They are two separate concepts that do go well together in a scenario, situation, or an encounter, yet they do not need to be a compound word or whatever your English teacher would tell you that it is. Not my strong point. That's what hiring editors are for. And so I would say that bias can tell us that we're wise. I myself believed I was wise about a lot of things, wise about the character of certain persons, wise about topics in society, about subjects, etc., etc. And then when I knew better, that I do better. When I learn more, I grow. When I experience certain things, I grow. And I'm open and intentional about progressing and overcoming and becoming a better person day in and day out. As my daughter's middle school teacher would always say, better than yesterday. Yet I do acknowledge that I have biases because we all do. So for me to sit here and say that I am wise and I exercise compassion wisely is just a misnomer to me. I show concern for people no matter my level of wisdom. How about you? I challenge you to think about that. Do wisdom and compassion need to be in relationship with each other? Do they need to coexist? Or does someone who lack wisdom in a situation still have a chance if they exercise compassion regardless as they seek wisdom? And that's what I've been thinking. Hmm. Peace out.